for Women's History Month, we want to shine a light on those fierce females making a difference in the world around them. But our next guest is making her mark in our solar system. This is Women for the Win.
Yes!
We are so pleased to welcome NASA's first female director ever to lead the brilliant minds at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, Dr. Laurie Leshin. Welcome, Dr. Leshin.
Hello, doctor.
Thank you. Oh my goodness, we are so honored to have you here. First off, we want to congratulate you for being the first female director of the JPL. Can you tell us, what was your reaction when you found out you had been chosen out of a worldwide search for the next director?
Oh, humbled and honored and so thrilled. Oh my goodness, that was a great day.
Okay, you have a long history of working with NASA. Can you tell us about your career in space exploration and what exactly do you do?
Yeah, thanks. Well, right now I'm actually the president of a wonderful science and engineering university in Massachusetts. But before that, I worked at NASA on the East Coast. I worked on science missions like the James Webb Space Telescope that we just successfully launched on Christmas Day, and also on our future human spaceflight program, the programs that are taking our astronauts to the space station, and soon we'll be taking them back to the moon and onto Mars.
Wow,
fantastic.
that is incredible. Now, this is not the first time you've broken a glass ceiling. You were also named the first president of Worcester Polytechnic Institute in the 150-year history of the university. How does it feel to be breaking barriers of this magnitude?
Well, yes, that's true. I am the first woman president of WPI back here in Massachusetts, and that's also a huge honor. You know, when I was a little girl, my mom used to take me to meetings of the National Organization for Women as they were trying to pass the Equal Rights Amendment. And I was little, I was maybe 6 years old, and I saw all of these incredible women trying to change the world. And I realized that they were doing that so that I can do this. So I really do stand on their shoulders every day.
Yeah. Incredible.
JPL is a massive organization with more than 6,500 employees. Tell us what it means to be at the helm of such a brilliant team of scientists and engineers.
Brilliant is exactly the right word. It is an incredibly brilliant team. They spark imaginations every day. Every kid wants to be out there driving a rover on Mars or exploring the outer planets. And this incredible team makes that happen every single day. So I couldn't be more honored or thrilled to lead such an incredible team of scientists, engineers, but also we have lawyers and business people and educators and communicators. It takes all of us working together to explore the frontiers of space.
Wow.
Impressive. Not only is JPL the home of the Mars rovers, but they also spearheaded the mission to all the planets in the solar system. Can you tell us what types of missions you will be leading as the new director?
Sure. There's a lot of exciting things coming in the future at JPL. So one of our next big missions is going to go explore a metal asteroid, which is really cool, called Psyche. That launches in August. After that, we're going to be going to the moons of Jupiter, exploring one called Europa, which we think has an ocean underneath its icy shell. And then finally, you know, Perseverance rover, which so many people remember just about a year ago landed on Mars, has been collecting little samples of rocks, and we want to go get those and bring them back to Earth to study here in the very best labs. So that's all really exciting space stuff that's going on. New telescopes as well, looking deep into outer space. And finally, some of our most important missions actually look right back here on Earth, trying to help us understand climate change, understand how our planet is changing and how we can best live here on Earth successfully in the future. And so Earth science missions are a big part of what JPL does as well.
This is so exciting. I wish my kids were here to hear all this.
Right? I wish she could tell us if we were
Bring them on over for a visit.
Yeah, no kidding. I'd like to know that too.
Yeah.
Dr. Leshin, do you believe there's some type of life form in our solar system yet to be discovered?
The big question.
Right.
Everyone wants to know.
I think it is a great question. It's sort of the biggest scientific question we can ask, right? As a scientist, it's one of the things I'm most excited about. And we have never been closer to being able to answer that question. Missions like the Mars Sample Return that will go and bring rocks back to Earth laboratories. Missions like the James Webb Space Telescope that are studying planets around stars, other solar systems, other stars, will help us to answer that question. I think in the next decade, we will really have a chance to find out the answer. And look, I hope it's yes. I hope there is life elsewhere, but we don't quite know yet. That's the science to come.
Dr. Leshin, we also know that diversity in the workplace is something you take very seriously. Can you tell us how you plan to make space exploration a more inviting and accessible field to people from all walks of life?
You bet. I mean, look, here's my view. This stuff is really hard. We need all the brains. We can't afford to leave anybody out who has a passion for exploring space and exploring the frontier. And so part of my job as director of a place like JPL is to help build it into an organization where everyone can thrive, where everyone can do their best work. And so that's going to be a really high priority for me. And it shouldn't just be, oh, you're welcome here, but it's got to be, we have built this for you, right? And so we've got to work every single day to make sure that the systems are inclusive of everyone. And I'm really excited to be able to do that work, especially as the first woman director of JPL.
Yeah, thank you for representing us in that way, Dr. Leshin. Before we let you go, for all the young girls watching who would love to see themselves in your shoes one day, what piece of advice would you offer?
Well, I'll tell you, when I was a 10-year-old girl, I first saw pictures of the surface of Mars taken by the Viking landers way back in the 70s. And I wanted to reach out and touch those rocks. That sparked a great passion in me. But I had no idea for a really long time that you could actually have a job doing something you're passionate about. And so I would say, if you find something you're passionate about, grab onto it and stick with it. And you can have that job in the space business. You can have that job doing a TV show. You can follow that passion. And if you want to be in the space business, I would say also, keep your science and math going in school and stay committed to those. But we'll be waiting for you at JPL when you're ready.
We love our women in STEM. Thank you, Dr. Leshin, so much for chatting with us today. We know you will be officially taking on the role as the JPL director in May, so we wish you continued success.